In the beginning was the Word, cosmic evolution, and the Christ impulse. What if the Gospel of John is not about religion, but about planetary evolution? What if in the beginning was the Word is not poetry, but a scientific statement about the birth of consciousness? Most people read Genesis as myth. Most people read John as theology. But according to Rudolf Steiner, these texts describe something far more radical, that the earth is a reincarnating spiritual being, that humanity did not begin with flesh, but with warmth, and that the Christ is not merely a historical figure, but the solar logos who descended into evolution itself. We are going to trace that descent from Saturn to Sun, to Moon, to Earth, and to the moment when the Word became flesh. Stay with me, because once you see this structure, you will never read the Gospel of John the same way again. Before the Earth, before the Sun, before form, there was warmth, and before warmth, there was the Word. The Gospel of St. John does not begin with history, it begins with cosmology. And to understand it, you must understand what Rudolf Steiner calls the evolution of the Earth, because the Earth is not merely a planet, it is a reincarnating spiritual being. Just as man passes through repeated incarnations, so does the Earth. In the beginning of Earth evolution, there was old Saturn. No solid, no liquid, no air, only warmth. Warmth was substance. And within that cosmic warmth, the first rudiments of the physical body were formed. Not flesh, not bone, but a warmth organism. The spirit man rested within the bosom of the divine, not yet independent, like a finger within a greater body. Then came old sun, warmth condensed into air, and humanity received the etheric body, the body of life. Breath entered existence. On the spiritual side unfolded what spiritual science calls the life spirit. Life and structure deepened. Then came old moon. Matter condensed into a fluid, wax-like condition. Here, humanity received the astral body, the bearer of sensation, pleasure, pain, desire, but still no ego. Humanity was conscious, but not self-conscious. On the spiritual side developed the spirit self. After a spiritual interval, a pralaya, the earth incarnation began. Now something new became possible. The astral body became refined enough to receive the ego, the I. And from the heights of the sun streamed the power of individuality. The spirit descended into the prepared forms. Man can now say, I am. Now during Earth's evolution, a great cosmic event occurred. The sun separated. Higher spiritual beings withdrew with it, so that humanity would not spiritualize too rapidly and lose its bodily development. Later, the moon separated. If the moon forces had remained united with Earth, life would have hardened into rigid form, a crystallized humanity. The sun gives life, the moon gives form. Between life and form, the human being evolves. One exalted being connected with the moon is known as Jehovah, the God of form. He molded the physical, etheric, and astral bodies so that they could receive the drop of the ego. In the image of God, created him. Form was prepared, but the highest spirit had not yet fully entered. The stone is silent. The plant is silent. The animal cries out, but only as a nature expressing itself. But in the human being, sound became word. Meaning entered vibration. Spirit entered tone. And now we arrive at the opening of the gospel. In the very beginning was the Word. The highest spirit united with the Son. He who sent the eagles to the earth is called in occult teaching Christ, the Son Logos. But the eagles, as parts of this Son Logos, streamed gradually into humanity. The light shone from the Son Logos, yet few received it in those early times. Those who did became different. They were called the children of God, the sons of God. They possessed 4 principles: physical body, etheric body, astral body, and ego. But the ego, the youngest principle, was still weak, still dim. The light had come, but humanity required time to fully receive it. As the gospel indicates, the light shines in the darkness, and gradually it is received. There were some who had received this light to a higher degree. They could bear witness to it. They could testify that one was coming, one who would offer the light to all of humanity. In occult teaching, those who bore witness to the light were called John. The writer of the gospel belonged to the stream. And it is written, no man has ever seen God. For the divine had not yet entered earthly personality. Not until the Logos became flesh. Not until Christ entered Jesus. And here we reach the turning point. The greatest event in the evolution of man and of the cosmos. The event of Golgotha. The Son Logos descended from cosmic height into earthly existence. The Word became flesh. The light entered history. What began as warmth on Saturn, what condensed through sun and moon, what was shaped by Jehovah as form, was fulfilled through Christ as spirit. From that moment onward, the human ego could awaken in freedom. In the beginning was the Word, and through evolution, the Word became conscious within man.
Top of the morning, I give the Lord praise. Now He's the reason for my creativity. It's all grace. The more I face fears in my life, the more I walk straight through difficulties. Cause my God is with me, yeah, that's always.